So today is, I think, the second day after a video trended of some kid in, I think, in the Western Cape or Cape Town, that area, and he was beating up his grandmother. Now, personally, I didn't want to watch this video because I thought it might trigger me a bit too much, it might piss me off a bit too much. But even without me watching this video, it actually has angered me to a very large extent. And at first, I was more pissed off at the kid who beat up his grandmother. And actually, I still am a bit angry at this kid. I really think that he should be punished in some shape or form, or maybe also educated at the same time. And we've seen pictures and we've heard that he has been arrested and there will be charges laid against him. But this video is not really about this kid because it also triggered something that I've always wanted to talk about, but it's really a deviation from this channel. And I really think to this extent it's a bit irresponsible for me to actually not talk about this issue at hand. And really the issue is more about fatherlessness in homes and especially in black communities. And I can only speak for black communities because that's my everyday existence. But then I've done a bit of research from long ago, and the effect of fatherlessness in homes is actually very adverse on many, many people into their adulthood, their young adulthood, and teenagers. And with several studies that have been done with fatherlessness, there are certain things that have been described to affect children who come from fatherless homes. And the reasons for fatherless homes comes in many ways, whether the father is not involved in this children's life by choice, him not taking responsibility, or it could be him being denied access to his children by the mother or the family of the mother. And it may be relational problems between him and his former partner, and they use the children as, a weapon against each other. And unfortunately, the innocent victim in such situations is always the children. Some families, the father is there, but he's not really there. And what I mean by that, he might be an alcoholic, he might be an abusive father, and so forth, And things that have been discovered to affect children from fatherlessness is attachment issues where because they don't have a father figure, they struggle with attachment issues which can lead to difficulties for them in maintaining and forming healthy relationships. They also tend to have self-esteem and identity issues. So you find that they have low self-esteem, and then this happens particularly in adolescents and with young adults. There's also findings that it affects these children in the mental health capacity. We have a very high rate of depression, anxiety, and behavioral problems nowadays. Some of them are exacerbated by social media, of course, but the fatherlessness as well does actually increase the chances of somebody having mental health issues. We see social and behavioral outcomes being bad, where you find that these children may have behavioral issues such as being aggressive and they're just delinquents. Their social skills are also very low. As I've mentioned, they have trouble with forming healthy relationships, whether it be friendships or romantic relationships. And their risk-taking behaviors are much, much higher. This comes in as being sexually active at a very young age, criminal behavior, getting involved in drugs and so forth. And with the many studies that have been done all over the world, it has been discovered as well that academic achievements tend to become troublesome for children who come from homes without a father or a father figure, where the rate of dropouts are higher, they having less motivation to get educated, they having lower grades, and it also affects them in their future where they have economic instabilities, and you find that a lot of them become unemployed adults. With romantic relationships, as I've mentioned, they struggle with that, right? And then with parenting, children who do not grow up with their fathers present become unpresent parents as well, especially guys, or maybe women as well. They lack proper role models. They struggle with identity. Particularly, it has been discovered this for boys. So you find that boys become drug addicts, they become criminals, they become very aggressive. You find that girls, the opposite of girls, can't be aggressive like guys, and they can't mostly be criminals like guys. But we have a lot of girls now who are drug addicts. We have a lot of girls who are quote unquote hoes. They are very promiscuous women. And many times you do find that if you look into this person's history, there is a lack of a father. So the video is not really about me describing what fatherlessness does to children, but it's more about urging fathers out there to try as much as they possibly can to be present in their children, in the children's lives. If you are still with the mother of your child, this is perfect conditions for your children. Those are perfect conditions. But if unfortunately, for whatever circumstances, you were unable to stay with the mother of your children or your child, try to be in this child's life as much as you possibly can. If you are a mother and you are no longer with the father of your child, it's irresponsible for you to not allow the father to be present in that child's life, especially if they want to, because the child actually needs that. And I personally believe that if you are a father who's not present in your child's life, or if you are a mother who doesn't allow the father to be present in the child's life, this is tantamount to child abuse. It should actually be classified as child abuse, and it should be something that is punishable with arrest. And there's too many guys out there who have children that they have denied. Children that they know that they are their children. Children that they could prove that they are their children by paternity test, maybe, because some guys are not involved in their children's lives because they believe that the woman may have cheated on him and the child that woman has is not his. Why not do paternity tests? And sometimes you don't even need a paternity test. You can see a photocopy of yourself. So if you are a father and you have impregnated a girl and you're not involved in the child's life, you are an abusive guy. You are abusive to that innocent child. The child is a victim. If you are a woman who does not allow the father to be involved, you are abusive to the innocent victim, the child. I think it's best if the parents of the child don't get along. It's best you don't talk to each other at all, and you don't talk about each other to the children at all. Because here's the thing, the child loves both parents equally. It doesn't matter that you hate each other or not. It doesn't matter that you are together or not. The child will always love their father. The child will always love their mother. Even if physically and emotionally, especially when they are young, because they can't actually discern the difference between good and bad treatment. For that bit of good treatment that they do get from the parent, they will love the parent for that. And for fathers, being present in your child's life doesn't mean financially supporting that child. Because think about it. Every person who has had a present parent in their life, whether or not your life is great right now, whether or not they were great or not, there are great moments that you have shared with your parents. Is there anyone of you who can say that I love my father, I love my mom because she or he bought me all the things that I wanted when I was a child. They took me to all the schools that I wanted when I was a child. They allowed me to do everything that I wanted to do, and they provided for that financially. Most of you don't remember that when you miss your parents. You mostly miss the moments, the memories that you shared with your parents. So when you take away that emotional connection and you take away those memories away from the child, you are actually abusing this child. And what you are doing is actually adding more to the degeneration of society, because these children will grow up messed up as they grew up because you were not there, and they will mess up other people, and those other people being their children or their future partners and everything. A lot of us have scars from our childhood that we have to deal with. I am one of those people. Obviously you are definitely one of those people, or most probably one of those people. And man, I think it's high time we have these difficult conversations, and not only have these difficult conversations, but find ways in which we can heal ourselves, or heal or help heal each other, because not everyone will be able to afford to go for therapy. Not everyone is actually comfortable enough with therapy, but it is high time that we, in some shape or form, work on ourselves, and we fucking stop abusing children. Not being present in your children's life is abusive. Unless you are actually emotionally and physically abusive to the children, you must not be around those children, because you are doing more damage than not being around those children. Unless the father of your children is that type of guy to your children, it's best that he's not around the children. But if he is a good father and he loves his children and he treats his children really well, then you are the one who's being abusive by not allowing the children to have a connection with their father. And there's also exceptions to the rules where mostly it's the guy or the guy's family that live with the children. And for whatever reason, you have decided that the mother is not involved in this child's life, but the mother loves the children and is actually good to the children. They may not be the best parent, but they do love the children and they do show their love to the children. The children are receptive to that love. So yeah, it was really not about the kid who's been trending. It's more about us being better parents and being better role models to the younger generation, especially if those younger generation are our own seeds. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.